This is ANN News Brief.
Good afternoon. I am Lucy Adeyemi. Algeria's parliament has named on Tuesday Abdelkader Ben Salah, the Speaker of the Upper House, as the country's interim president, following Abdelaziz Bouteflika's resignation after weeks of mass protest against his role. Going by Algeria's constitution, Ben Salah will remain interim president until new elections are held. But many have opposed him because he is part of a ruling caste that has dominated the country since independence from France in 1962. Thousands of protesters who are demanding sweeping democratic reforms have rejected the Algerian parliament choice of an interim president on Tuesday. They are reported angry to figures like Ben Salah as protests grew in the capital, Algiers. In the wake of continued protests in Sudan, embattled President Omar al-Bashir has called for dialogue, saying it was the only way to resolve the crisis that has hit the country. He also warned of groups trying to hold the nation hostage and conspiring with foreigners. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom, United States and Norway have urged the government to respond to the demonstrators' demand in a serious and credible way. The countries call for the government to release all political detainees and lift the state of emergency that was imposed last month. The three countries promised to support and help resolve some of the long-term economic challenges that Sudan faces if the Sudanese authorities take the steps outlined in the statement. At least 7 persons have been reported killed last night in the ongoing standoff in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, bringing the number of those killed from the start of the sit-in to 15 persons. Protesters are gathered outside the military headquarters in the capital, calling for President Omar al-Bashir's resignation after 30 years in office. We'll be back after this short break.
This used to be me. But that was before I got the perfect bag. It's handy and easy to use. All I need in one compact space, just like my MTN Extra Value plan. I used to get one plan for my calls and then try to remember which data plan worked for me. Roaming was a totally different ballgame. Not anymore. I've got the MTN Extra Value all-in-one plan. If you're a data buff like me, you get extra data with some talk time. And if you like to make calls, you get extra talk time with some data. And when I'm abroad, I automatically browse, chat, and call right on the same plan. MTN Extra Value was made just for me.
More of data or calls, whichever one you prefer. MTN Extra Value is made just for you.
Researchers have discovered traces of deadly viruses in underground water. A privately owned daily newspaper in Kenya published a report of a study conducted in the slums of Kampala City, Uganda, and Arusha in Tanzania by the Netherlands-based Institute for Water Education. The paper says the study found traces of 25 DNA virus families, some of which are harmful for humans. It added that most underground water in slums in the two cities had traces of herpes virus, pox virus, and papilloma virus. Its report says the latter could be one of the causes of cancer in East Africa. That's ANN News Brief. Join us again at 5 for our full newscast. For details on these and other stories, visit our website, annafrica.net. Also join the conversation on Facebook, facebook.com/ANN Africa TV, Instagram and Twitter at ANN Africa TV. I am Lucy Adeyemi.